The night my wife died, she said one sentence that shattered everything I believed about love. I know that sounds dramatic, but please don't turn away. What I'm about to share is not just a story, it's a warning. Sit with me for a moment, because if you listen carefully, you might recognize parts of your own life and what comes next. Have you ever realized something far too late? Now let me tell you his story. He is 86 years old, and until that night, he truly believed he had lived a good, honest life. He worked hard, stayed loyal, paid the bills, and showed responsibility. Many people would call him a good man. You might even see yourself in him. But something essential was missing, and he didn't see it for decades. For 41 years, he believed time was patient. He believed love could wait, conversations could be postponed, and silence wasn't dangerous. He wasn't careless or cruel. He was busy. And busyness has a way of convincing you that later is guaranteed. You've believed that too, haven't you, without ever questioning it? His wife never raised her voice. She never accused him of anything. She waited. That waiting quietly shaped their entire marriage. Not anger, not betrayal, just waiting. When they were young, life felt full and loud. Work came first, rest came later, and conversations were delayed again and again. Each delay felt small, almost harmless. Every time she wanted to talk, he used the same word, later. It sounded reasonable. It sounded responsible. It sounded like love would still be there when life slowed down. But here is something I need you to hear clearly. Love doesn't disappear loudly. It fades quietly while you're busy believing everything is fine. Have you ever noticed how silence grows like that? Years pass without big fights or dramatic moments. That's what made it so dangerous. He noticed the distance but explained it away. He told himself this was normal for long marriages, that closeness naturally fades with time. Many people believe that, don't they? But what faded wasn't love itself. It was presence, and presence doesn't return on its own. Then his wife became ill. At first it didn't feel serious. Doctors were calm, plans were made, and everyone repeated the same comforting words. There's time. He believed them. He became kinder and softer, but still careful. Still saving the most important words for later. Have you ever promised yourself you'd talk properly when things finally settle down? The night she spoke her last words was quiet. No drama. Just a hospital room and two hands holding each other. She looked at him without anger or sadness, only clarity. She said something simple that didn't sound important at first. And at that moment he didn't understand what it truly meant. Stay with me, because the real meaning of those words will change how you see everything that comes next. After she was gone, those words refused to stay quiet. I waited for you. At first he heard them gently, almost kindly. But as the days passed, the tone changed in his mind. Not because she meant it differently, but because he finally started listening. Have you ever realized that words don't change, but your understanding of them does? He began remembering moments he had dismissed for years. Not arguments or mistakes, but invitations. Her asking him to sit beside her, to walk together, to talk without a reason. He had always postponed those moments because they felt small. Life felt bigger. You've done that too, haven't you? Without thinking twice. Slowly he understood something painful. She hadn't been waiting for days or weeks. She had been waiting for decades. Waiting for him to arrive emotionally, not physically. Waiting for him to slow down. Waiting for him to choose presence over urgency. This realization didn't arrive all at once. It came piece by piece, and each piece hurt more. He saw how often he had been near her without truly being there. His body was present, but his mind was always somewhere else. Tomorrow, work, problems, plans. Have you ever been in the same room with someone you love, yet felt miles away without noticing it at the time? At first he defended himself. He told himself he had done his best. He had provided. He had stayed loyal. He had been responsible. But then another truth appeared. Responsibility without presence still leaves emptiness. Love needs more than effort. It needs attention in the moment. That was something no one had ever taught him. Here is what shocked him the most. Waiting doesn't look like neglect while you're doing it. It looks polite. It looks patient. It looks reasonable. That's why it's so dangerous. You don't feel the damage while it's happening. You only see it when there's no time left to change it. Can you feel how heavy that is? Years passed after her death, but the sentence stayed with him. He became more attentive with others, kinder, more present. But the one person who needed that version of him was gone. That truth followed him quietly every day, not loudly, not dramatically, just constantly. Can you imagine carrying that kind of understanding? I want you to stay with me, because the final realization he came to is the hardest one of all. It's not just about love or marriage, but about time itself. And once you hear it, you may never believe that later is safe again. Years later, he finally understood the full weight of her words. She wasn't accusing him. She wasn't asking for forgiveness. She was stating a simple truth. She had waited for him to be present, not successful. To be slow, not busy. To be there, not just nearby. Have you ever realized someone wasn't asking for more, only for you? The hardest part was this. He hadn't lost her because of one big mistake. He lost her through thousands of small delays, conversations postponed, touches missed, moments ignored. None of them felt serious at the time. That's what made them so dangerous. Life didn't fall apart suddenly. It slipped away quietly, piece by piece. He saw how often he had chosen urgency over connection, how easily tomorrow replaced today. He had believed there would always be another chance to listen, to speak honestly, to slow down. But time doesn't warn you when it's about to close a door. One day, the opportunity is simply gone. Have you ever felt that sudden finality? At 86, he stopped trying to rewrite the past. He focused on telling the truth about it, not to seek sympathy, but to offer a warning, because he knew how easy it was to believe you still had time, and how cruel that belief could become if left unchallenged. This wasn't about guilt anymore. It was about clarity. If you're listening to this now, I want you to pause for a moment. Think about the people you love. Are you fully present with them, or are you saving yourself for later? I know life is busy. I know this isn't easy, but please hear this clearly. Later is never promised, no matter how safe it feels. He learned this lesson at the end of his life, when it could no longer change the outcome. You don't have to learn it that way. You can choose differently while there is still time. Sit longer. Listen without rushing. Say the words you keep saving. These small moments matter more than you think. You can do this too. I want to tell you his story because I don't want you to repeat it. Stay with the people you love while you still can. Don't wait for the right moment. This is the right moment. And if this story touched something in you, let it move you into action today, not someday. If this story made you stop and reflect, please take a second to like this video. It helps these stories reach people who need to hear them. And if you want to hear more stories like this, stories that matter before it's too late, consider subscribing. I'll be here, sharing the next truth many people realize far too late.